Before we begin, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Dolynny TV and on Instagram at Tyson Dolynny. You guys want to make sure you see what's going on behind the scenes here on Dolynny TV. That's where to find it. Let's get going. This is Dolynny TV, guys. Hey, big welcome back. I'm going to move the camera up so as you can see that beauty of a logo, right? That's what we're all here for today. Anyways, discussing today the right-wing issue in Edmonton. Of course, I've kind of tackled the goaltending issue, the Milan Lucic issue, the Sekera issue, but the right-wing issue is one of the most lighthearted, most fun ones we can actually discuss when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers this year, because it is almost a certain, but it's a big unknown at the same time, if you understand what I mean. It all centers around the question, does Kailer Yamamoto make the Oilers out of camp? That is how it's an unknown, but it's a certain if he doesn't, right? It's simple, easy fixes if he doesn't. So a couple of questions I asked on Twitter, got your guys' responses via polls, came in with some interesting results. Of course, one question I asked is, let's settle this, if Yamamoto makes the Oilers, there's decisions to be made, right? That's an obvious statement for the Oilers. They have to make some decisions as to what to do on the right wing and with forward depth if Yamamoto is to make the team out of camp. Hence, for the 13th and 14th forward, pick two of these three, Kassian, Upshall, and Aberg. Now, when it comes down to it, Upshall and Kassian got 59% of the vote as the 13th and 14th forward. Now, if you're wondering who preferred who more with Aberg, it was actually 23% for Aberg and Upshall. So Upshall, in his polls, the two options combined, was favored 82% of the entire audience cast. So right there, that's your metrics on that. So Upshall and Kassian are the favorites amongst, well, I only got 22 votes, but I didn't really put the poll up that long. So still 22 votes on my Twitter. That's a huge measurement for me. So right there, take that as you will. You guys favor Upshall and Kassian over top of Aberg with either one of the two. So right there, that's already the first thing we got to solve on the right wing, right? So now it's one of Upshall and Kassian on the fourth line. That's no issue. I'm good with that. And then you've also got, quick poll, if you had to choose one of these three, Yamamoto, Puljujarvi, Rattie, to play on the McDavid line, right? So now I'm taking off the other poll that we assume Yamamoto has made it. What do we do? Who plays with McDavid? At first, it looked like it was going to be Pool Party. That's who everyone wanted on there, right? Yes, Puljujarvi was going to be the favorite, and I've seen the arguments for it this year. I've seen the arguments for Rattie, but 54% of you guys came in and voted for Kailer Yamamoto. Okay, so you're throwing me for a loop there. That's not what I expected. I expected Yamo to slot down on the second line with Draisaitl, but okay, so Oilers fans, if Yamamoto makes it, by this poll, by my indications, want Yamamoto on the first line. So right there, you've already got your first line right winger, right? That's what I'm breaking down for you. Now, you've got a question between Rattie, Reeder, Puljujarvi, right? So those are three right wingers already that are pretty much locks to make the team. Like I said, Kassian and Upshall is who Oilers fans, according to my polls, want to make the team as the 13th and 14th forward. And then you throw in Yamamoto as the fourth right winger, whether he slots on the first line and is the first right winger, or whether he slots in on the second and third line, who knows. But right there, that is the case I'm going to make. So, honestly, in my honest opinion, I've already come on and told you this once in this video, I'd see Rattie on the top line with Nugent Hopkins and Connor McDavid. Why? I've told you this in other videos. The reason why is they finished the year very strong. Now, of course, Rattie is, according to the Edmonton Journal, due for a breakout season. Well, I'm going to give you this, is, you know what? It's going to be a tough time not to have a breakout season with Connor McDavid centering you up on the first line, that's for sure. And this is from the Edmonton Journal, but quoting Mike Johnson on Rattie or Jesse Puljujarvi. So there's your source that I'm looking at. Sorry, got to mention that. Make sure I am accurate with you guys so as you're not sitting here, why am I saying random stuff like this? So Rattie, Connor McDavid, and Ryan Nugent Hopkins on the top line. That's solid. I will take Lucic, Draisaitl, and Reeder as a second line option should Yamamoto not make it out of camp. Now my problem, like, hold on, you're going to say, why isn't Puljujarvi on the second line? He is that big pick. Jesse Puljujarvi is a guy who's going to work his way up the lineup as other guys fall. That's kind of my prediction for Jesse Puljujarvi. That's what I imagine Mike Johnson is saying for Puljujarvi this year, is he's going to work his way up and then he's going to stick. That's kind of what I'm hoping, as well as an Oilers fan, if Yamamoto doesn't make it out of camp and isn't up in the big club within the first month or two, right? So you got to have somebody who's ready to rise to the occasion. If anyone's going to do that, especially starting Rattie on the first line, it's going to be Jesse Puljujarvi. So at that point, I'd put Puljujarvi with Strome, Kajula, and see what happens. That's also what the Edmonton Journal has, but I'm saying why I would put it, because I 100% agree with how this is set up with the Edmonton Journal. This is more of a depth chart, but I like it as actual lines I'm giving you guys. So Kara, Brodziak, and whoever the fourth line centerman or right winger be, right? So in the event that Yamamoto makes it, Reeder would be my fourth line right winger. But in the event that he doesn't, you have either Cassian, Upshall, or Aberg in there, and you see who works night in, night out, right? Like I said in the previous video, if you have the fourth line get 80 points combined, right? The fourth line I define as the 5 guys, the 13th and 14th forwards, and the 3 guys playing that night. So what do you need out of everyone on the fourth line? 16 points each. Do you know how huge 16 points each out of 5 guys would be? That would be a massive, absolutely addition to the Edmonton Oilers, that is for sure, especially when you consider if the top line clicks. If you have Yamamoto, McDavid, and RNH clicking and you guys have them all putting up 70 points, that would be a massive year, especially you think about Nude putting up 70 points. You imagine what that means to the Edmonton Oilers. Man, oh man alive, that would be huge. And Yamamoto stepping into the NHL for his first full season, that would be absolutely crazy as well. Although, like we've said, with Puljujarvi and Rattie, whoever plays with McDavid and RNH, McDavid and Draisaitl is guaranteed to put up points. Look at what Maroon did. Lucic was kind of that failed experiment, but I don't think Lucic is a fit with McDavid. Lucic is a much better fit with Draisaitl, and especially you put him with either Puljujarvi or Reeder. Reeder is kind of that sink or swim guy, and that's why I say Puljujarvi is going to be on there at that second line at some point this season, if indeed Rattie starts the year on the first line, Yamamoto's in the minors, is because Puljujarvi is going to move up, Reeder is going to sink. Reeder could swim and do very well, could tread water, could whatever, as long as he's putting up the average points per game on the line, he would be fine. Issue is, if he ain't producing and the rest of the line's producing, they're going to move up Jesse Puljujarvi, especially if he's producing with Strome and Kajula as projected by the Edmonton Journal depth chart here on the website for the Edmonton Journal. So that's the right wing question in a nutshell, right? Is, does Yamamoto make the NHL? What do you do with the 13th and 14th forwards? What happens to Aberg? What happens to Upshall? What happens to Cassian? Where do you slot Reeder? Pretty obvious. You slot him on the fourth line. Rattie, second or third line, and Puljujarvi, second or third line. So it's pretty much a competition between Rattie and Puljujarvi should Yamamoto make it, and if he shouldn't, it's a competition between Reeder and Puljujarvi for that second and third line time. And I believe, especially given what the Oilers are capable of this year, I don't think you're going to see like McDavid line playing crazy amount of numbers every night. You'll see Draisaitl line getting a lot of time because you got to split the $2, right? Is I go back to salary. I'm a big man on my salary, especially when it comes to you're paying a guy on the second line to center your second line, what, $9.5 million? I don't like that. I don't buy that. You got to give him the time to play, and if he's not going to play with McDavid, you're going to play the lines a little bit more equally, which would mean you're going to have to split some time and give the kids on the third line some time to develop as well. Kara had a heck of a breakout season. I think it's going to trend even further up for him, especially with an elevated spot. Remember, he was on the fourth line for the Oilers this year, or this past season, so third line time to start would be absolutely massive for Kara. And Strome and Puljujarvi as line mates, according to the Edmonton Journal, would be absolutely phenomenal for Kara and Strome. You know what? He had a solid finish to the year. If he can break out some more this year and play on a winning team, I think that would be the biggest change for Strome. A winning team would probably motivate him to go out there and crush those numbers into the back of the net. And all that does, that all translates back to who's on the right wing. Whether it be Rattie, probably solidifies that Rattie is a NHL right winger if he's there. If Puljujarvi's there, it helps him grow and moves him up the lineup. That's as simple as it is. Guys, you're the Oilers fans. Give me your thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Stay tuned. I'll have a hat review for my new hats that I've picked up coming out soon. I am up on out of here.